Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Game Changer exclusive. This is going to be the Royal Rumble 92 review with myself, NateFNGreat, and I'm being joined here, as always, by my cohort, by my co-host, by somebody who I could not think of a better person to have with me doing this kind of stuff, Mr. Fretz. How's it going, my friend?
Not too bad, Nate. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. We're going to be getting a little bit of the white stuff coming up this week, so that's going to be a fun drive tomorrow. But no, it's going to turn out pretty good. And hey, we're reviewing probably one of the best Rumble matches ever. But we got a couple of matches that we actually have to get through before we get into the actual Rumble match itself. So, guys, we're going to be talking, like we said, Royal Rumble 1992. But before we get too deep into that and get into some of the details about this, it's only fair that we take a little bit of a stroll down memory lane with the Wayback Machine. So, Mr. Fretz, what took place around this time in 1992?
Well, around this time in 1992, yours truly was in second grade. That's all I really remember. In TV, there wasn't a lot, but one of the more popular shows at the time, at least for myself, was Tiny Toons.
Oh my gosh, Tiny Toons.
And speaking of Tiny Toons, Babs' Big Break came out for the Game Boy around this time. A lot of video game releases from the early 90s don't have concrete, conclusive release dates, but speaking of video games as well, Mega Man 4 came out for the NES, which was the debut of the Charge Blast, where you hold down the button and he charges his shot. Mega Man 3, my personal favorite of the whole series, is the debut of the Slide and the dog, Rush, I think.
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah, and as well Proto Man, so that one was different. Also, this game was released in Japan in about November, December, and it was on its way to the United States in the spring. Just a second here. Well, my crappy little thing loads.
This is called Dead Silence, ladies and gentlemen.
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. Okay, if I don't put that down, I'm just going to be tempted to turn on my Super Nintendo here. One of my personal favorites, I think it was my first Zelda game, despite being a child of the 80s. Just an absolute classic. And the only other game I could find was Total Carnage. It's like a top-down Contra-style shooter, but it's kind of funny because it takes place in 1999, and it's like World War III and robots and all that shit. So it's really interesting. There wasn't a lot of movies out because it was just the aftermath of the holiday season, and you don't see a lot of releases. You see a lot of leftover stuff from 1992 coming out at this point in time. And the only two movies I could find were The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Juice. And heading back into TV, my all-time favorite show, The Simpsons, aired Radio Bart, in which Bart Simpson gets this little radio deal for his birthday. He falls down the well. He fakes falling down the well. He makes the townspeople think he was there because he put his microphone down the well, and then he actually goes and falls down the well when trying to retrieve it, while also trying to destroy the evidence. So this is actually the first Simpsons episode I ever watched. It wasn't when this came out, but it was much, much later. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons yet. I was about to turn 8, so, you know. One thing that was interesting in news, Kurt Cobain married Courtney Love. Black or White by Michael Jackson, and Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John and George Michael came out?
Ah, Beethoven. I don't know.
Beethoven? The dog?
You know something? Honestly, I want to do a review of that movie series because honestly, first one is like an instant classic. I don't know why, but it just stands out to me. I know it's a little bit of a random deal, but you know something, guys? That's what the Game Changer is about. It's about being random. It's about pop culture. What the hell? No, it was funny. I got that reference from the Nostalgia Critic. Him and his brother were watching Nazi Nutcracker, also known as Nutcracker in 3D. And when they started doing the whole Nutcracker theme song at the beginning, first thing that Rob says is, Beethoven. just talking about the music itself. Also, for those of you that think that the Nutcracker is an instant classic, you're right. It's an instant classic of stupidity because I legitimately hate it. I saw what was that movie? The Nutcracker in the Four Realms, and literally I'm just like, when is this movie over? Please just stop. I don't want this anymore.
Ask Brady to review that one.
Oh boy.
Shout out to the Movie Man podcast.
Oh my god! Oh, can we even get the Rant to review that movie?
That could be probably on the Rant's Patreon. They just did for their patrons. Was it the top 5 comedies? I think mine were like all Adam Sandler and or Chris Farley movies and Step Brothers.
Oh, jeez, I actually forgot about that. Jeez, well, that was just a hard one for me. I couldn't really think of top 5 because there were so many good ones. Dodgeball definitely comes to mind. I mean, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And I think I actually even did a freaking Ben Stiller quotation the other day where he's talking to that hot lawyer and he's saying. So unless you're like Shacklebones, in which case I got a couple in the back. I'm kidding. But seriously, I got him. Just like, what the fuck is this thing? Oh gosh, what would be like some other ones that come up? Longest Yard, even though it's not technically a comedy, there's still some funny moments in it.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Ooh,
one of my personal favorites.
Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me of that, you SOB. That is one of the best comedies of all time.
Lend me your ears.
Yes.
That's disgusting. Struckley has lost again. What? Loxley has struck again. Robin, you've lost your arms in battle, but you've grown some nice boobs. Blinken, I'm over here. Damn it, I wish that Carrie Ellis didn't cancel at Comic-Con last year. Damn you, Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh. Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail would be another one.
Yep.
I'm guessing. Spaceballs. Oh, Spaceballs. I love that. I even did like a quote from that where the princess says, "Wait a minute, I don't need to take this. I'm rich." just so fucking funny. Oh,
we found shit.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it's amazing. And I just got a notification from my Domino's tracker letting me know that I'm hoping I'm enjoying my food, which, not yet. I'm waiting until we get to the Rumble, because I knew that this was going to be a really long deal that we were going to do, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So I am definitely going to be doing that.
I'm ready. I got some Cheez-Its.
Oh, nice.
They just came out in Canada, and I'm so happy.
I love how on social media there were like so many moments where you got like royally effed up. Because there were so many moments where I was like, oh, hey, this is coming out. And almost every single thing I've talked about, you've said, Canada would like to participate in this, please and thank you.
Come on, Trudeau. Step up, bro.
This is fair. Oh, man. So, did you have anything else for the Wayback Machine? Because I know we talked about games, music.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot I could really find. What were you doing in January of '92?
In January of '92, I would have been a year and almost a year and a half actually, because usually basically anything that's numbered here is usually what I'm about to be. I would have been about a year and a half. would still be living in Libertyville, Illinois. I want to say that maybe it was around this year that... No, it was this year. Okay. December 7th, 1992 would be the day that my brother was born. So, this Rumble event was around the year that my brother was born, so lucky him. But I still got, I would almost say the better year because I had the year that Undertaker debuted, and it was awesome. Trust me, we're talking about him.
I had the year that Hulkamania was born.
Oh, you look.
I had the year that was also the same title as the last. No, this wasn't the last album that Van Halen did with David Lee Roth, 1984. I forgot they released an album with him in 2013, but no one talks about it because it's trash.
Fair enough. So, Royal Rumble 92, anything but rough. So, this took place in Albany, New York. So, shout out to our boys at the Boys and QB at the Kings of the Rings. It actually happened in the Knickerbocker Arena with an attendance of 17,000. Yes, I know.
I love that name.
I want them to go back to so many of these arenas, but of course WWE likes to go for the big arenas and the bigger stages. Bring WrestleMania back to Chicago, you cheap bastards. That's not a work. That's a shoot.
Toronto. Excuse me.
There we go. Hey, I would love to see that too. And hey, if WrestleMania goes back to Toronto, gives me another reason to come visit you guys. I can hang out with my boy, Mr. Fretz, my BFF, Miss Danny, as well as possibly new belt sister, maybe? Who knows? Okay, back to Royal Rumble 92. Honestly, for like a beginning card, 4 matches before the big event, seemed like a pretty decent deal. There was one match where it was just kind of, gave me a little bit of a headache, but we'll get into that one when we get to it. One dark match, which had Chris Walker defeating the Brooklyn Brawler by DQ. That's about it. No relation to Braden Walker, hopefully. Please don't be related to Braden Walker. We kicked off the show with the new foundation, Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Owen Hart, taking on the Orient Express, Kato and Pat Tanaka, with Mr. Fuji in their corner. So, I'm going to say this. Seeing the new foundation without the, pink and black, or even just like the variations that they were just thinking like, well, Bret Hart's kind of doing his deal where he's going off on his own, we're going to build up to that, and blah, blah, blah. But, just this whole deal where we see this really weird, set of jackets with Owen and Jim. It's like, what is this? Oh, that's right, they wanted to try something new with the Hart Foundation. Yeah, this worked out very well. I remember it. Match itself, I think, honestly, it was kind of a typical tag team matchup, but it was still good because it still features Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Owen Hart. Again, we would love to see that guy in the Hall of Fame get on that WWE. And it had a victory for the new foundation. I should not say New Hart Foundation, even though I want to, because that's what they should be, damn it. Honestly, yeah, like I said, kind of a typical tag team matchup, nothing too crazy, but hey, it showcases Jim the Anvil Neidhart as well as Owen Hart, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I loved this match. I loved seeing Anvil and Owen tag here. I thought they had really great chemistry with the power dynamic of Anvil and the aerial and technical of Owen Hart. And Gorilla and Bobby were on commentary tonight, and they were just absolutely on form. And I have a bunch of notes here about this. So the Orient Express. Air quotes for those of you who can't see us on video because we're not recording this on video this time, comprise of Pat Tanaka, a Hawaiian. I got educated by somebody from Hawaii and how to pronounce it. Of all places, he was in Sable Beach one summer, and he was like a hippie guy singing to us. Anyways, that's a whole different story.
I was gonna say it's funny. You got taught by somebody from Hawaii. I got taught by a Mexican that it was pronounced Hawaii.
You mean a Mexican, Mexico? Anyway, oh man, grammar class with Mr. Fretz, who barely passed English. Anyways, and Paul Diamond, who is a Croatian American, they comprised of our Japanese team here. But they were also, this duo was known as Bad Company in WCW NWA.
Hey,
and yes, they did come out to the ring to Bad Company till the day I die.
Because why not?
And the new Foundation theme was actually shared by another tag team later in the 90s. Can you name that tag team?
New Foundation later in the 90s.
I'll bring up their theme now while you think of it, because I don't know if you've watched a lot of the new generation, you'll get it.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
And new Foundation theme. Bum bum. I think that one's it. Let's see. Bump. Come on, load up. It's a tag team, and one of the members of this tag team is the brother of a current podcaster with Conrad Thompson.
Yep, nope, I'm drawing blanks. I thought I had something, but...
Tom Pritchard and Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey of the Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, dude.
They had this entrance theme 1 year after this event. The new Foundation didn't last long because Jim had a bit of a problem. I hate to speak ill of the dead because I love the Anvil, but he had his demons at this point in time, and Bret was always trying to vouch for him. I can see you motioning to your dog there. What's going on, Lambo?
Oh, jeez.
or Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey's just kind of at the door, just kind of watching. So I think while you're explaining more of this matchup, I'm going to finally let her out because I think that's what she's asking for right now. So bear with me, folks. I'll be back, and I'm just going to take care of my bratty dog. Jeez Louise.
Well, you're going to miss the best line of the whole commentary deal here.
Oh no, trust me, I can still hear you.
The rest of you get to hear this. So they were talking about Bret Hart, who didn't wrestle later in the match. It's like, hey, Bret wrestled with a fever of 103 and lost the Intercontinental title to the Mountie. And then Bobby Heenan's like, big deal, I wrestled with a fever of 113. To which Gorilla Monsoon would quip, will you be serious? And, well, side note, just before this event would have aired, yours truly had a fever of 104, which for you Canadians, or let's say Slack and Danny, that's 40 Celsius. I don't remember anything from that night other than watching the Chipmunks Christmas special and then waking up in the hospital. So they were keeping Owen down with all these constant tags back and forth between Kato and Tanaka. There was another former member of the Orient Express, I think in the early 90s, Paul Diamond, the guy in the mask. It's always Paul Diamond in a mask. Like, look up his Wikipedia. He's had a billion gimmicks, and I think at least 5 of them were in masks. Fuji, of course, being sneaky, his sneaky self, and I think they jumped him at the beginning of this, in which, well, earmuffs, kids. So there was this wasn't in the Fed, this was in a different company. I think this was a person with a gimmick from over there, from over in Asia, in the Orient, that jumped someone from behind, and the commentator said Pearl Harbor.
Oh, geez.
Pearl Harbor job. So now, a lot of people call that jumping from behind, but they call anybody jumping from, like MJF jumping DDP from behind. Like a wrestling podcast would call that a Pearl Harbor job.
Oh, that's right.
So if you ever heard that's where it's from. Anyways, I'm not going there. So they kept Owen down, and then finally Anvil comes in, and I love this one thing they did where Owen slingshot Anvil, who was standing on the ring apron, over to the two members of the Orient Express in like a slingshot shoulder block, and then we see the rocket launcher, which was also used by Enzo and Cass, the Bada Boom, or whatever the heck they called it.
Yeah.
And yeah, a great win here by the New Foundation. I thought this was a great opener. It was almost 20 minutes long, too. It was really good. And just that borderline racist ass music that the Orient Express came out with. The 90s, man. Yikes. Rest in peace to Jim and Owen. Just that was good.
Oh, yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that match.
So the next matchup we have on here is for the Intercontinental Championship, and that is the new champion, the Mountie, defending against Hot Rod Roddy Piper. And I want to just state something right now, before we get too deep into this. This is kind of a really funny but also scary story. While I was doing a delivery to I think it was like an investment firm or something like that, they literally had a cutout head of Roddy Piper in one of the windows. And yes, it was literally that. And honestly, it was one of those things where it's kind of like one of those paintings where you go from like side to side and you just feel like the eyes are just watching you. That's how I felt like with this one. I'm just like, Piper's still watching me. Why? Dude, we never met. I had no beef with you. Please don't do this to me.
Oh my goodness.
The Hot Rod is after me for whatever reason. Maybe it was because I bashed Ronda Rousey. I don't know. Maybe he had a good relationship with the Bella Twins. I don't know. Roddy, please, don't punish me for doing something that was, I thought, my job. But now I'm realizing maybe it wasn't. Okay, match itself was, I mean, hey, we got Hot Rod winning the Intercontinental Championship. That's a plus. But match itself, nothing really too memorable. Maybe it was just the fact that maybe it was supposed to be like this, but hey, it was a merciful 5-minute matchup. So for those that thought that maybe it was too long, it could have been longer. It could have been Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar 2 type of long. Thankfully, it wasn't. So yeah, that's really kind of all I got to say about this one. Still not the worst matchup, but we're just getting there. We're getting there.
Well, it wasn't Will Ospreay and Hiromu Takahashi long either, so I'll give it that. I have a special place in my heart for this match for both of these guys, for Roddy Piper and the man. Roddy Piper is just such a lovable guy. He's he's been passed away for about 6 years now, and it's so tough to see. Just to watch him now, because his death was just, it affected me greatly. So, Piper finally getting a singles title in the WWE, it took them long enough to recognize that, to give him something. Now, there's a lot of speculation as to why Bret Hart lost the title to the Mountie before this event. Some think that this was just something to pop the house show, anything can happen in the WWF, pal. Or you can get, there was also speculation about Bret Hart negotiating a new contract at the time, or maybe he was injured, but they're saying, he had a fever of 103, except that he wasn't hot-blooded, and you couldn't check it and see. If you get that reference, you're welcome. So, is that the Mountie is just being... Okay, the Mountie did not come out to his hilarious, amazing I Am the Mountie theme yet. And it pissed me off. And ironically, I think I told you this before, we've probably covered the Mountie in the past, but did you know that in Canada, the Mountie could not portray the Mountie?
Really?
That is true. That technically that's impersonating an officer. When they were the Quebecers, they couldn't play that up here. So in house shows, they did something else. It's like, that's why the Quebecers did that "We're Not the Mounties" song. That was kind of a dig at the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, kind of. So
that's awesome.
And so and he's going to be at Comic-Con, so I'm interested to see what Jacques Rougeau is going to look like. I don't think he's going to be wearing the Mountie outfit. But, man, I loved seeing him with the singles title here. Big fan of the Rougeaus. Him and current ROH champion PCO as a tag team. What a world. PCO.
Well, what a world indeed! My God.
Yeah, we didn't cover that, which was kind of funny. But we have just a quick fun match with Piper's classic antics and him just doing the finger poke and his all that kind of stuff. He hits a really nice Dustin Rhodes-esque bulldog. There's a distraction fail where Jimmy Hart gets run into. Sleeper hold, new champ, and just for kicks, he picks up the cattle prod and zaps the Mountie with it. But it sounded like, when you get like the wrong answer in the Family Feud, like show me potato salad. Like it sounded like a game show thing. It was really funny. And I looked at what's next.
So up next here we have a classic tag team matchup between the Beverly Brothers with the Genius in their corner, taking on the Bushwhackers with Jameson in their corner. So what can I say about this matchup? Fretz, why don't you take it away? For those of you that don't know what just happened, literally Fretz took off his headset and he was just about ready to storm out of this room, which is probably the best way to describe this matchup. Honestly, I'm just going to make it quick and painless. The Beverly Brothers won against the Bushwhackers. I'd say move on, but I feel like you have more to add to this.
I do. I have Bobby Heenan to add to this. God bless Bobby Heenan. This was a Mean Gene. This is a Mean Gene quote. So they're interviewing Jameson. He's just this New York comic dressed up like somebody from Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds. It's like Homer Simpson's like, Marge, there's only two types of people who go to college, jocks and nerds. And as a jock, it's my job to give nerds a hard time. Nerd! Did you get a load of that, nerd? Pardon me? Anyway, so Mean Gene asks Jameson if he has Mr. Blackwell's number. Now, for those of you who didn't get that reference, Richard Blackwell is a former fashion critic who basically invented the worst dress list. So that was funnier than it had any other right to be. And it's like in Guardians of the Galaxy, where the Gamora is she the green one? Gamora?
Yes.
Thank you. Is in Star-Lord's ship and makes a quip about it being messy, and then Star-Lord's like, "Yeah, you're right. If you had a black light, it would be like a Jackson Pollock painting in here." I'm the only one in the theater who lost my shit, and I look like, none of you got that. Small towns, man. So we have the class clowns, the valedictorian doing slam poetry, and the preppies. This is Revenge of the Nerds. Jameson. Okay, one more funny thing. Jameson at the end, he's trying to get his heat back on the Genius. He winds up like, and then he steps on his toe. And a young Orange Cassidy started taking notes. Next page.
Oh, man. Wait, there's more?
No, for the next match.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank Christ. I literally was going to be like, oh my god, if you have more to say about this matchup, then I might have to fire you. No, I'm kidding.
And then you're getting up and leaving.
It's one of those things where it's like, nope. I'm walking out like somebody would walk out seeing Kangaroo Jack. We're not even in that year yet. Oh, dear God. Oh, that's going to be a rough year. So we have a tag team title matchup. This should be fun. Natural Disasters defeating Legion of Doom by countout. Damn it. Why must you hate me? Why must you hate me? My favorite team. Why? I've met Animal 2 times. He's awesome. Damn it all. Why? Oh. I mean, it did what it needed to do. It had Natural Disasters look, like a pretty, dominant team. There were some points where they definitely did have, Legion of Doom, overcome the odds of overcome like the stature and the deal and stuff like that. But obviously, Natural Disasters had to come out with the victory here. Just look, you got to make them look strong. You got to make them look strong. Damn it! Lose my countout. That way you keep the tag team titles. Don't worry, we're not going to do some BS like this later in the future. Fast forward to 2019. Not only did you do it, you did it worse. Anyway, we've gone through that rant. I'm sorry, but I'm still fuming about that. Fretz, do you have anything to add about this?
Well, you like to say that you like to throw your weight around. Well, we like to throw your weight around too. God bless Hawk. I miss him so much. He was a great promo, even when he made no sense and saying we're gonna chew you up and spit you out. Something sweaty. He always used this sweaty something socks. And that spider just totally died by my hand, going right in front of me. It's gonna rain. It's mild in Sable Beach. I almost fell on my ass because it's ice anyways. So we have this David versus Goliath match, except David had a little help from Dr. Zahorian. And if you get that reference, can of Coke. Or bottle of Coke. I have some in my fridge.
Can of Coke.
So we see...
No, you said can of Coke, and I was thinking can of corn from Longest Yard, where that one guy gets laid out. He's just like can of corn, I'll be all right.
It makes cream corn. I think he just shit himself.
God damn it! I'm looking forward to when we get to those timelines and just talking about those movies. It's gonna be great. But
now we're gonna have to review some movies with wrestlers in them, and I'll throw an open invite, Brady, if you want in on this. I'm up for it.
Yes, bring in the Brady. For those of you that don't know who this is, that's the Movie Men Podcast. And if you don't know who those guys are, shame on you. Go listen to their podcast, listen to all their stuff, and come back here with a nice little thank you cake to us for introducing you to two great men who will definitely change your life. Yes, I am that serious.
Brady he's a life changer, that's for sure. I've known him for the better part of a decade now. So we have Earthquake. He threw a drop kick here and missed horribly, to which Monsoon would quip. Once in a while, Monsoon would have some gems, and I don't want to make you spit out your water. So he's like, he couldn't hit Sky Lobo with that.
Damn it. I forgot about that.
For those of you who don't know, Sky Lobo was can we use the M word for small people wrestlers? Is that offensive now?
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure Swoggle one of those people who's embraced it, so it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, is it politically correct? I'm sure somebody's going to be changed and be like, no, it's not politically correct, it's little people. Honestly, I'm going off of what we grew up with, so you could say midget, I don't care.
Okay, don't get us canned. I'm sorry in advance, everybody. So he was a midget wrestler from the 1980s, and I believe he was in a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania 3, in which somebody from his team got body slammed by King Kong Bundy.
Oh, this is the story that Eugene told at WrestleMania 21, where was it King Kong Bundy body slammed the midget, and then he...
Haiti Kid.
There's this he talks about this midget army taking down King Kong Bundy.
That is true. Okay, we are reviewing WrestleMania 3 come Mania season.
Yes,
you're welcome.
I'm for this. I am so for this now, just to see that moment.
Hogan versus Andre, Steamboat versus Savage.
Yeah, no, that's another reason to get me hyped. Also get to see Miss Elizabeth. What can I say? Anyway, getting...
Yeah. So, the Animal tries to body slam. Nope. And there's a confusing end. I know, like, the Wikipedia article says something about a count-out. It was rather inconclusive.
That's right, I remember.
I know we have promos... Oh, wow. Rumble match already. But we have some promos here, but there's one notable thing. And we are coming off of the 28-year anniversary of one of the most famous segments in the history of pro wrestling. Do you know what that is?
Now, if my math serves me right, I believe it is the Royal Rumble winner having one of the best promos that could honestly, maybe without giving too much away, bring a tear to your eye.
Before that.
Before that? Oh, shit.
It has to do with a certain Hall of Famer who is currently working in NXT with Triple H.
Oh, shit, that's right. He is in this matchup. I forgot. Oh, my God. That's right. This segment. Oh, that's right. They mentioned this. Fucking... I remember rewatching this and then also listening to the Brian Zane 92 Rumble deal, which, again, go check out his stuff. He's also a game changer and a good friend of the podcast. And every single time I see something like that, I want to go right to the Adam Blampier deal where he's like, watch all my videos and send me presents. Just one of those things where it's like, I want to see that about every single one of them. It's like, watch all their videos and send them presents as well as us presents because we are recommending this to you. But no, yeah, that's right. I do remember that now. The honestly, one of the biggest... Honestly, this is something we're going to be covering in a future podcast. It was a game changer. It really was. One of those moments that just, I guess you could say, shattered the glass ceiling. No pun intended.
Glass window. But I want to share something with you.
Yep.
So this was Shawn Michaels in the barbershop, everybody. You caught on by now.
Yes.
So Shawn Michaels had a very, very brief entrance theme in between the Rockers and Sexy Boy. It was literally for like 3 matches, and it's something out of a soap opera. This is real. He used this. I swear to God. He used this theme when he turned on Marty. Does it not sound like a soap opera?
It does sound like a soap opera. In all honesty, it's one of those things where I was more worried that it was going to sound like the Young and the Restless soap opera deal, where it's just be like all like the piano crap and all that. But honestly, I listened to that and I'm like, okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's cool.
Unfitting.
No, that is
unfitting.
that is an understatement. That is so unfitting of what Shawn Michaels would become after that turn. No, you're right. Holy crap. So, guys, we actually do get like a bunch of like promos from everybody saying that they're going to win the Royal Rumble. Do you guys remember Rocky when he did that whole deal on Smackdown? He took the guy's camera and just started, showing off audience members and stuff like that. Kind of felt like that, where it was like, oh, this person says he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Randy Savage says he's going to win the Rumbles. Jake the Snake's going to win the Royal Rumble. Hell, even that freak Repo Man says he's going to win the Royal Rumble.
What's yours is mine as well.
Oh my gosh.
My boy Sid, let's go.
Oh my gosh. I will say this. I think that was one of those moments where I saw Sid, I'm like, wow, he actually seems more intimidating than obviously his stint in WCW where he had that amazing promo.
Or this.
Or that. Yep. Scissors, yes. Good God. We are. Alright, so we're going to take a little quick break, you guys, because we are going to be setting up to do a watch-along of the 1992 Royal Rumble. Honestly, this is my first time watching the match in its entirety. I'm looking forward to it. I know what the result is, but I don't give a crap, because the fact is, it's going to be awesome. So, stay tuned with us, you guys. We will return with this Rumble matchup.
Hi,
I'm NateFNGreat. You know what's really fun, you guys, is just spending some time creating wrestling moments, whether it's being in the crowd, cutting promos, or just really kind of beating each other up with a chair or a trash can. Well, let's just say that there's a safer way to doing that without using the actual chair or a trash can. Go over to Great Minds Revolution Incorporated. My buddy Kurt has actually created a very safe and fun way to be a wrestling fan without the necessary lawsuits of basically beating each other up with real stuff. He has an inflatable chair that is really fun to just whack around, and it could also double as a little floaty for a pool. He also has the inflatable trash can, which, you guys, is really awesome because let's say maybe you don't want to use it for wrestling matches. You could use it at your barbecue, your next big tailgate party, whatever you could think of. Great Minds Revolution, Inc. They do a great job on making wrestling fun again. Proud friends of the Game Changer podcast. Hey guys, this is NateFNGreat. Hey, have you ever wanted to be a champion but can't seem to really find the money and the time to get a championship belt? Well, you know who's a really good friend of mine? AJ from AJs Belts Calm. These guys have a large assortment of championship belts, from classic belts to the modern day belts to championship belts you would not even believe. And guys, like I said, they work with you very well. With an awesome layaway program, there is no way that you can beat these guys' prices as well as these guys' deals, especially when you can give them a little bit of money every now and then until you can get that championship gold. Coming from a guy who's a champion and a game changer, I'm indeed NateFNGreat. I'm representing AJsBelts.com, proud friends of the Game Changer podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coda Jacobs, the Crusader and visionary behind a brighter future in wrestling. If you're an honorable and noble public servant like myself, you are listening to the Game Changer podcast.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is King Ricky Rose, your co-general manager of Wrestle Addict Radio and your host of Kings of the Rings podcast. And if you enjoy what you listen to each and every week here on Wrestle Addict Radio, we invite you to enjoy even more content from us on our exclusive Patreon page, where for just $5 a month, that's right, $5 a month, you get bonus content and commentary from each and every show here on Wrestle Addict Radio. That means bonus content from the Kings of the Rings podcast, from Not Your Mama's Soap Opera, from 4-4 WrestleCast, from the Get the Podcast, and from the Game Changer WrestleCast. So for $5 a month, go to patreon.com/Wrestle Addict Radio, sign up. You get exclusive content, exclusive access to us pretty much 24/7, and exclusive shows that can only be found and are exclusive to Patreon. So again, folks, patreon.com/Wrestle Addict Radio, $5 a month, all the content that you could ever want in wrestling. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, it's the Princess of Pro Wrestling, SoCal Val. You are listening to the Game Changer podcast. Sending lots of love from California. Mwah.
Okay, I am working, but...
Yeah, we go good. Oh, are we live? Oh, hey, what's up, guys? It's time for us to watch the frickin' Royal Rumble match up here. So, yeah, we've tried doing like a watch-along like this before, and it kind of worked out. But, so basically what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have you at least get like 2, maybe 3 seconds in, and then I'll press play, because hopefully that'll like even things out for us. So I think we always had like a delay that I would try to work out where I was somehow always going faster. Don't know why, but whatever. So, yep, you got your stuff. I got...
All right, so folks, if you want to follow along with us, we are using 2 different boats, and I just reset to the Repo Band's talking. Controller fell down.
Man!
Okay, Jake the Snake, Undertaker, there's Hogan.
Also, can
okay, here we go. I'm at 1:16:31 remaining now. So I'm going to press play. I can see half of the ring.
Okay.
So, folks, if you want to follow along with us on the network, just try, because he's using the network. I don't have it on my PS4 because fuck this country. So, 3, 2, 1. I see half the Royal Rumble ring.
There we go. Yeah, Brady. Oh, God, I love Fink.
Yeah, now you're ahead by like a millisecond.
You know what? That's okay. I think that's fine.
So here's the rules. Number 3 will enter. Okay, set you down carefully.
So, also, can I just comment on the fact that Hogan, at the start of doing his deal, just seemed like he did like a little motorboat deal where he's like,
rumble on you. That was so good. I'm going to be eating a little bit, folks. I have some mango Sour Patch Kids here, so
nice.
Enjoy.
Yep, he's got that. I think he also mentioned he got some Cheez-Its too, which.
They're in the bedroom. I might get them later. There's an hour of this, man. So
right.
Oh, here we go. Number 1. Oh, he's still talking. Come on, Fink. Oh, Jack Tunney. Boo.
Jack Tunney. Boo, boo, gentlemen's boo.
Fun fact, do you know that Jack Tunney was Canadian?
Oh, really?
Yep. He was like the...
He's the lesser talked about Canadian.
He was a promoter up here. He was... Like, he did a lot of, like, Maple Leaf Wrestling, I think he did. He did a little bit of the promotion for WWF's house shows up here, so he was responsible for giving us WrestleMania 6. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And he was also like, do you remember a guy named Karl DeMarco? You saw him, if you saw Wrestling with Shadows, he was in it a lot. He was a promoter for WWF Canada as well. Kind of like Jack Tunney's underling or his successor.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Here we go. Jack Tunney's leaving. Oh, well, number 1. Who drew number 1? Oh. It's going to be Flair.
Oh, baby.
Oh. Hey.
Another guy who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Do you know the name of this song, Nate?
I think...
Rural Britannia.
Oh, damn it, yeah.
Bulldog.
Oh, my God. Bulldog.
I'm listening to Cultaholics Classic Smackdown review right now. They're in 1999. Oh, my thing is saying poor connection, so I'm going to try to make sure it's going to be okay. Maybe I'll go to the other part of the room. Number 2.
Hey!
$1 Million Pastor. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Scary. Oh, my God. Oh.
You know, it's actually really crazy. I actually forgot how incredibly beautiful Sherry was back in the day. And even nowadays, even like, present day, like 2005, she was still very attractive. I was like, whoa. She always has her wabbles. Oh, shit! There they go.
Here we go. We're getting started. So before we get to a long head here, because number 3 is something crazy. Right. I'm listening to Cultaholics Classic Smackdown review. They're in 1999.
Oh, boy.
And the Bulldog had just returned. So Tom Campbell, who is an international treasure, and Mafu from Botchamania, also some kind of treasure. Bulldog had just returned, and them both being Brits. They're just making fun. They're taking the piss out of it because they love Bulldog, but Bulldog in 1999 was, how do I put this delicately shit? Like, really, really bad. He couldn't move, he could barely take a bump, and there's one thing where, do you remember when Stephanie McMahon had amnesia and she didn't know she was engaged to Test?
Oh, yeah.
So, and that led to the wedding of the century, technically at the end of the century and millennium. It's like it was caused by Bulldog, who threw a trash bin at her head. Oh, don't turn around, Ted. Don't turn around. He's gone. The $1 Million Pastor is already out.
And and Bulldog doing the same thing CM Punk would do. Only better.
So who's going to be number 3, Nate? Who are you predicting? I think it's going to be Skinner.
I think it's going to be, Warlord. You know, the father to Wardlow.
4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, listen for Heenan.
What? No way!
Oh. So, this is where it begins, folks. This is not fair to Flair. And I'm going to put... That was my footrest for my recliner. Ah, there it is. Ric Flair is number 3. Now, I heard a little tidbit here. I actually just heard this today for the first time. So, it was either Flair or Heenan pitched to Vince McMahon. Oh, you have Domino's right now. I hate you. That Ric Flair would be number 1 and win.
Oh, yeah. I do remember this conversation.
Yeah. You got Domino's, bro. I have I can open my living room window right there, and I can look outside and see my local pizza place, Laszlo's. If any of y'all ever come to Sable Beach, eat pizza at Laszlo's. It's incredible, and I live right across the street from them.
We're not endorsed by Laszlo's, but we love Laszlo's.
Mention them. Oh man.
Beautiful, man.
Bulldog was huge. He was huge. It's just a damn shame that 10 years after this event, he'd be dead.
Dude, don't make this sour. Just enjoy the goodness of this matchup.
Man, I don't want to do a dead count in this event because it's like half the Rumble.
Right.
And I'm not even exaggerating. I don't think I'm exaggerating, but yeah, Bulldog.
Oh, Jesus.
Just days before he clothesline, nice. Days before he passed, he tagged with his son, who was very young at the time. There we go. Flair begging off. That's the reason I used to despise Ric Flair back in the days, because he would beg off and be a total pansy.
It's
Jerry
gonna
Saying.
be nasty.
Hey, I met Brian Knobs at Comic-Con last year, and I was asking Brian about Jerry. It's like, oh yeah, we still talk, and we're friends and all that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, he was supposed to come, but he couldn't make it. He had a family thing or something, so... I didn't get to meet Jerry Sags, but right over here, if you can see that, I got a autographed picture.
Nice.
And that, if you see that Kenny Omega one, that's from Dusty Dave. Because he had when he was on the Kings of the Rings, he had a deal where, hey, tweet this and you can win this Kenny Omega picture.
I actually do remember that. I do remember that, like, the day you won that tweet. See a little bit of double teaming on the Bulldog. You guys suck. You guys are bad boys. You're no Joey Janela, but you're bad boys.
Jimmy Hart, Bobby Heenan working together, just like Survivor Series teams. And whip him into the corner.
Damn.
Double clothesline. Oh, there we go. This is quality audio entertainment, folks. So I hope you're enjoying this. And there goes Sags.
Well.
Nope. He HBK'd it.
And then he...
Nope, trucked it. Goodbye. Oh, man, I love those colors of their, what do you call that design that was on the Nasty Boys shirts? Like some kind of neon or just 90s?
I think neon, yeah, I think is what we would call it.
My cousin Johnny, shout out Johnny, I'm going to get you to listen to this. Him and his friend had, at this point in time, they made their hairdo like the Nasty Boys. Like the mullet, the hawk.
Hey, Haku.
Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. You do not want to fuck with this guy. Have you heard any Haku stories, Nate?
I've heard brief ones, and then I've kind of just, like, cowered in a corner, like, no.
Yeah, Keenan's going to make a comment here about when Ric Flair attacks Haku, and he's like, Rick, you don't want to do that, bud. Yeah, so he's like, oh, here we go. Flair used chop. It's not effective. Uh-oh.
For good measure, he just stomps on Bulldog.
Oh, there he goes. He's gone. Bottom rope. So, yeah, Haku, he, what has he done? He would, like, take on all these people at once. He ripped out the bottom of this guy's jaw. He would rip out somebody's eyes. There's a thing.
Oh, crap.
Pile driver. Nice. Where it was like a would you rather or what if scenario, and it was Jake the Snake Roberts shoot interview. And it was like, who would you rather have pissed off at you? Like, this person, or Haku. And he's like, I would rather, like, it's something to do with a tank. He'd be like, I would jump in a tank and then shoot myself with the tank because I don't want that son of a bitch pissed off at me. Yeah, and both of his kids are just tearing it up in Japan. I don't know that what he goes by now. I think he's Tongaloa, but he was Camacho with Unigo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Haku's got 2 kids. And the Haku still wrestles occasionally. He's a member of Bullet Club.
Oh,
there we go. He's gone.
Why, man?
What a shame. Oh, here's the next person.
Hey!
Who is? Oh, HBK.
HB Shizzle.
Avoiding the crowd. Getting stuff just darted at him.
You know, it just took me right now to realize that this was before they had, like, entrance music for everybody that went into the Royal Rumble. They just literally said, okay, go.
I was totally going to, like, start covering versions of entrance music when everyone came out. Oh, super kick. Oh, man, that's prepubescent sweet chin music.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God.
Slam. See you later.
I will say this. If Bulldog does eliminate Shawn Michaels, that's going to be, like, cruel irony. Wait. Yes? Well, okay.
No.
I was legit going to say.
Another one.
Yeah, you know, before it became, like, spam by every single wrestler ever known.
Yeah. Doing the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hanging onto the rope spot. Flair and Michaels. Now, these two folks have become very familiar with each other. Nice crowd to the eyes there. It would be about 16 years after this match, we would hear the famous 5 words, I'm sorry, I love you.
Well, right now we're seeing, I'm sorry for your balls.
And Bulldog's like, oh, I'm not sorry for your balls. You're caught, Shawn. It's like,
oh shit.
Where's my title, Shawn?
Oh shit.
In 1999.
Are we actually going to get like 4 people in this matchup?
I got the European title. I want another title, you wanker. Next. Arriba.
Tito.
Matador, Tito Santana.
For some reason, just because of the attire, I honestly thought it was Ricky Steamboat. But I think wasn't he like in WCW at this point?
At this point in time, Ricky Steamboat was wrestling Steve Austin for the TV title in WCW.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some wicked matches with Steve. There was a match. Well, you know, the Owen Hart pile driver is not the first time Steve was in a match in which someone's neck was involved. I think he did like a reverse tombstone. So imagine kneeling down with Styles Clash. He did that move to Steamboat in like 93, 94.
Oh, wow.
And like in summer of that year, literally, and it was just kind of a cruel irony that Owen Hart would do that to him in 97. And I don't want to say that's karma because that's inappropriate, but it's just Ric Flair, right in the bulldog, Well, this is where Christian DeMarco was saying Ric Flair is a dick to Davies Bulldogs. Do you watch, was it WWE Sins with Christian DeMarco?
I actually not get a chance to, no.
he's Cinema Sins, but he's WWE.
Oh,
and he's from up here in Ontario, and he's a really cool guy. But he'll be like, every time there's a low blow, it's like Tito Santana is a dick to Ric Flair's. Flying forearm. That was Tito Santana's former finishing move. As El Matador, I'll describe it in a second.
Ole.
It's pretty bad.
Oh, God.
Ole. Here is Head Shrinker Sione. Wait, what? No, the Barbarian.
Oh.
Yeah, future member of the Head Shrinkers, the Barbarian.
I was literally just going to start going, Hercules for some reason.
Oh no, he's coming out yet, and I have a wicked statistic about Hercules. It's going to blow your... I think I told you, but it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow everyone else's mind. I hope everyone's enjoying this so far, guys. This is only our second or third watch-along match. I have some other ones in mind for down the line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely do want to get to the point where we actually record like our video reactions, like our faces when we do this.
Mm-hmm. It'll have to be one that you and I go to like together.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking maybe next year of making the Chicago trip all in.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like literally just taking like an Airbus to the airport, flying out. And you're not that far from Chicago, right?
Yeah, like a few hours away, but in all honesty, it's still shorter than what you're doing. So yeah, no. But
I mapped out whatever your town is to mine, and it's like 19 hours.
Damn. That's what we got flights.
Yeah. Now here we go. HBK and El Matador, future WrestleMania opponents.
Oh shit! Oh
WrestleMania 8. Oh, here we go. So, Marty Jannetty.
Great guy, by the way.
The window. So Marty Jannetty, Shawn was supposed to face Marty at WrestleMania 8, but Marty got arrested on some drug charges and went on house arrest for a while.
What do we got next? Oh, Texas Tornado.
Texas Tornado. His last pay-per-view appearance before, unfortunately, taking his own life just 1 year after this event.
Jeez.
And when I was a kid and I saw this event,
oh my gosh.
Dude,
I love it.
Dallas. Classic feud here, man.
Oh, Flair and Texas Tornado, love it. Oh my god.
Tornado.
And Flair's down.
Flop. Oh, I love Ric Flair so much.
Two fighting Texans. Oh, shit.
Look at that Shawn by
Shawn. Oh, my gosh.
Are you, basically in sync with me now?
It feels like it. Oh, my God.
The corner. Nice.
That was amazing.
And now Shawn is... I thought he was going for the cell. But...
Oh.
So, the Von Erichs and the Horsemen. That's right up there with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds from back in the day. That's very close. These two, I think, traded the NWA title back and forth in the 80s.
Oh, shit.
Dallas Sportatorium, just... who do we have? No, who do we have in the War extended family, the Rand extended family, who might be from Texas? I think Dallas Thomas, is he from there?
Yeah, no, Dallas, I believe Dallas is, yeah.
Shout out to Dallas. I just friended him on Facebook, but I hate Facebook. But Dallas is an awesome guy. Big shout out there.
I actually just met him at StarCast actually this last year for the first time.
Nice.
And like you said, he's a really cool dude. He really is. And actually, I believe so. And I think also today's his birthday. So happy birthday, Dallas.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yes.
It's your boy.
Demolition Smash. Wait, what?
I was gonna.
Hole in one buried our soul.
I was gonna say Zorro, but
it's the Tadri Poco
oh my god!
And what does "and" stand for? It is said for Zorro. If you know what that is, folks, can of Coke.
That's great. Repo Man, this is a guy who would love to have been the WWE champion, but that would have been like Heath Slater winning the title.
Well, he should have, like, you know how he would, like, go to people's houses and just, like, hawk their cars? He should have just repoed the title.
That would have been awesome.
It'd be like, hey, Hulk Hogan, you're back, you're behind on your
payments.
On your lawsuit payments because WWF is about to go to trial on Orient steroids. Gosh. Yeah, the roster at the 93 Royal Rumble, which just watch on your own. I'm saying, hey, we should review it. No, I have enough to review by myself. But that's one to look at because the roster is very different in 93. It's very different by Survivor Series. So Barry Darsow here, the Repo Man, one half of Demolition, also wrestled in WCW as Hole-in-One Barry Darsow. So he would come out to the ring with like a little, you know those little putting greens that some people would have in their office?
Yes.
He would come out to the ring in a little putting green, golf shirt and a hat, and the goofy-ass khakis. He looked like Shooter McGavin. And he would have, hey, if you could putt this hole-in-one, something match. But he would always jump him, or they'd club him with a club. Here's the next person coming out. Zero.
Hey!
The Hammer. I met him. He was very grumpy, but I don't blame him. No, I met him at Comic-Con last year. It was the Hammer and Brutus Beefcake, the Dream Team. And he was just sad. He did look like he didn't want to... He was a sweet guy. He just looked like he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to take any pictures. He did sign a picture for me, though. I got a picture of the Dream Team there. He signed it. He's like, thank me and all that. And I said, hey, good job, blah, blah, blah. I could tell he didn't want to be there. But very sweet guy. Bulldog and Flair just jumping him here. The Bulldog, he's starting to lose some of his braid. His hair frizz is starting to really go.
Oh, I've noticed that, I think, for the last maybe 5 minutes. It might have been actually almost be 10 minutes now. I think it was at least 3 or 4. His hair on the top of his head started really getting a little messy. Kind of started turning
a little permed up.
Yeah.
This is what the OSW review would call Kane hair frizz level. In the 2001 Royal Rumble, Kane lasted forever. He became the Iron Man, and his hair frizzed up like he looked like Afro Man.
God, had Texas Tornado just eliminated Shawn Michaels with just one discus punch, that'd be amazing. But I'm still holding out for Bulldog eliminating him because it's kind of one of those things where it's a sign of things to come.
Now, you couldn't tell by looking at him here in the ring, but Texas Tornado had a prosthetic leg.
I would not have guessed that.
Neither would I. He wrestled with it. He had like a motorcycle accident that almost killed him in the 80s.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man, look at this tall glass of milk. Oh no, this was American Sympathizer Nikolai.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. Do you see the American flag on his tights? Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, he was tagged with Sergeant Slaughter at this point in time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter was like, I want my country back. Forgive me, please. Hey, and because it was a different time, I mean, if he tried that today, he would, it wouldn't go over so well.
I was going to say, it's really crazy because I'm looking at some of these guys and they kind of have they don't exactly have the freaking chiseled abs or stuff like, we would see nowadays. They kind of look like if you and I were to get into wrestling right now, that's kind of how I picture it. It's kind of how I picture, guys like Greg the Hammer Valentine, some other day. Oh shit, Flair's getting locked in the figure four.
The irony! Figure four on Flair.
Oh, boo.
See ya, Nikolai. Rest in peace, man. I'll be saying that a lot in this. And at this point in time, a young Ashley Flair, how old is Charlotte's like almost my age. So Charlotte would have been a child at this point in time. Reed would have just been almost born. That's such a sad story, Reed Flair.
Yeah.
It's so tough. Here we go. 7 seconds. Not a lot of eliminations yet.
Burn it down! Oh, it's the Boss Man! Hey!
Calhoun County, Georgia. Serving hard time. Boss Man. Let's just see if I have any. Okay, so SmackDown 1999. They just covered Survivor Series 99. They did a watch along for it.
So there goes Valentine.
Bye Valentine. So me working late shifts, I always have my headphones on, so I'm listening to Wrestle Addict or I'm listening to Cultaholic. So the Big Boss Man had just crashed the Big Show's dad's funeral in their reviews.
Oh boy.
And so there's a funny thing. I was having a really I was having a really shitty day. He's still speaking. Oh my god.
Repo Man is amazing. We need another person to just have that kind of like character. Not necessarily like the same gimmick, but that kind of character where he could lose or something like that, but he's always just like dodgy and just like freaking out. That'd be amazing.
I can't think of who it was, but there was a time on the Survivor Series 99 watch along where Tom Campbell and Matthew, I put in a suggestion.
No!
No! Damn it!
Not Bulldog, you bastard!
So this is the team. Here are these 4 wrestlers.
No! Why?
We're clearing it out. You got Gangrel, Val Venus, Mark Henry, and I forget who the 4th guy is. Going to kill me. And D'Lo Brown. Gangrel, Mark Henry, Val Venus.
Shawn and T are gone, but is that?
Hercules. So
Hercules.
This event, Royal Rumble 1992, was his last pay-per-view appearance, and also his 20th consecutive pay-per-view appearance.
Wow.
At this point in time, it was an Iron Man streak. It started at WrestleMania 1. I think he wrestled like David Sammartino or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going back to the 99 thing, but they read out my suggestion. There was this team that had like Mark Henry, Val Venus, and Gangrel. And I said, what's the team name for it? And I said, Sexual All Sorts.
Of course.
They read it out. It made me smile because I was having a bad time. My father's been in the hospital again.
Oh!
But he's... Barbarian's gone.
And there goes...
There
shit.
goes Kirk and Boss.
No. Boss Man's still in.
Wait. But he's getting out. He's getting home tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. He's had a lot of health problems for a while. But, eye chop.
I think it was just a slap to the face, thankfully. Boss Man's like, fuck you! Don't disrespect the men! Respect for the badge! Oh my, what the frick?
Look at that kick! Did you see that kick?
I saw that! I was insane. Did Boss Man just do like a roundhouse type of kick? Yeah. Oh, Boss Man, why?
Bye.
Why?
Oversold that.
You know what? That's okay.
What a polar opposite character that Boss Man in 99 would be from cooking a guy's dog.
Jeez, Flair.
Cooking a guy's dog and then crashing someone's dad's funeral.
Because naturally that's the perfect segue for a character.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be. No.
The new IC champion. Oh my god.
Here's an old feud. Dude,
oh, this is beautiful.
Feud goes back.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, this is beautiful.
Crowd. I've told you before, but Piper was the wrestler death that just hit me the hardest. Look at that knee.
That was amazing.
I adored Roddy Piper.
I'm adoring Roddy Piper right now.
Oh man, and when he was in WCW going up against Hogan, like we reviewed that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was Starcade.
It was something.
That was something. But these guys had like a feud in the NWA in the 80s as well. Like if you want to look up something crazy, featuring two people in this match, look up the dog collar match between Roddy Piper and Greg Valentine from like Starcade 1. It was blood. Oh, boink!
He just no-sold it. He just no-sells the atomic drop, and he's just like, oh, hey, by the way, poke your eyes.
Boink! I'm gonna hit your balls and your eyeballs. Like your eyeballs and your balls.
Oh, no. Oh,
man.
no.
A young Tyler, or not even born yet, Tyler Bate is taking notes. Did you see UK Takeover, by the way?
I did not get a chance to. Sleeper!
Bye-bye. So, Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate and Jordan Devlin was probably the match of the night. Oh, my gosh. So, just watching, if you have some time off, check down, it's 2 and a quarter hours. Very short. That's what I like about these events. Yeah, Bate just did airplane spin for like a minute. Oh, here we go.
Let's just lock him back in. Make sure he's dead. Oh, damn it.
Trust me.
I won't be the guest referee, but I will be the guide to whatever the hell he was talking about. Oh, God, that promo in
here with that pose in the corner. Jake's like, yeah, go on. I'm just going to lean here. Now,
no,
Jake
I'm not.
had his heel turn, his change of character in 1991 was so good, so unappreciated. It just kind of went under the radar because he basically just went nuts after Damien. Well, did you see? So Damien was squashed by Earthquake.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's like snake in the bag, and then Earthquake squashes it, and it's like, Jake looks in, and he's like, oh God, but it was like, a bunch of ground beef in a bag with like a little motor inside of it. Sorry, folks, I'm killing kayfabe here. Yeah, and he just his psychology and everything he said and did was just crisp. It was clean, crisp, and perfect, just like his DDT. He had these little segments with
Figure four,
the Undertaker. Oh, Figure 4. Now, he had a feud with the Macho Man at this point, and we are going to... I think Macho Man's coming up very soon. WrestleMania 8, I'll say this now. I did a rebooking blog of it, like, years and years ago, which I'm actually going to turn into a podcast. I might bring it onto the Patreon.
Okay.
So, WrestleMania 8 was going to shape out a lot different than what we got. So, we were going to get Savage versus Roberts, Hogan versus Flair.
Hey, happy birthday!
And this is the only time I'm going to chant this, but USA, USA. Sorry, Canada. Oh, hang on. Did you know... Well, if you listen to the Gift of Podcast, shout out to Mance, love you, buddy. You would know this. Jim Duggan was briefly affiliated with Team Canada and Lance Storm.
I think I do remember that.
It was bad. I didn't even like it. But WCW Team Canada, the only Canadian on that team was Lance Storm. Elon Skipper, American. Michael Ussum, American.
That's funny.
Who else was on that? Jim Duggan, American. Major Guns, American. Okay, PCO was on that team for a bit. Okay, Canadian.
So two.
Two, basically. But PCO was there for like a cup of coffee. WrestleMania 8. Yeah, Piper and Hart was still going to be for the IC title. We were supposed to get like
Hogan
I think
Flair.
a rematch between the Disasters and the LOD.
Probably.
But the LOD was left off that card because drugs, suspensions, Hawk. And also at WrestleMania 8, we were supposed to see The Undertaker go up against Sid Justice.
No, we wouldn't. Obviously, we wouldn't get that until
13.
Yep. So.
And allegedly, the streak would have ended before it even began.
I'm kind of glad that they went the route that they did. Except for
Sid should still be alive. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns should never have beaten Undertaker. There's only one person I think that would have been. Well, because it's a new character, I think they should have held on to it, and now the Fiend should have been the one. Imagine if the streak was alive today and the Fiend breaks it.
Oh God! Hopefully your taxes are ready.
Pay your taxes, you tax cheat.
I'm just looking at this guy, and IRS is just like, yep, I'm gonna get in this matchup. No point.
Taxes. I'm gonna let you in on something, Nate. I live within a kilometer of native land.
Yeah.
Don't say that to them here.
Okay.
Like Sable Beach, like our beach up here. Like I can go at the end of my driveway and I can see our big sign of the shoreline. The south half of the beach is native land. It's native Canadians.
Okay.
And the north side and up is just housing, cottage. You can rent from native land, but because it's that, it's like you can't be there long term unless you belong to a what's the word? Tribe? That's not the right word, is it?
Well, that's what we call it in America, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, and I'm friends with a good chunk of them up there. They're great. Like we're like a couple of kilometers away from is it Saugeen First Nation?
No. Oh, thank God.
He was not going to go the splits. And here's a elbow. So don't say the tax thing line. I don't think that gimmick would fly up here. Like if we did, if indie wrestling came to if I realized my dream and we had a wrestling ring on the beach, that would not be a character I want. I would rather have a guy like Coda Jacobs.
Yay, Coda Jacobs in Canada. All right, so to recap, we have Piper, Flair, IRS, Duggan. Happy birthday, by the way, and Jake the Snake Roberts.
Next person.
It's the Superfly.
The Murder Fly. I mean, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a cantankerous. Yeah, we're in some controversy here, folks. Because here's Snuka.
We were doing so good up until this point. It was like, okay, good person. Very sad times. Then Snuka comes out. It's like, oh, where's my pole? Where's my pole? I need to move away from this.
Yeah, I don't want to hit R2 and fast forward to like the end of the match. So we're just gonna power through this. Nice. I'm gonna say Snuka was an entertaining guy in the ring. I mean, he was iconic.
Yeah.
He was the first Phenom. They used to call him the Phenom until Undertaker beat him at Mania. And then he basically passed on that moniker.
That's actually really cool.
There was a wrestler I wish that was in this match. I got my other George Animal Steel beer here.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I got so much crap beer for Christmas.
Munches on the turnbuckle, gets eliminated, and goes to munch on the other one. But the referees are like, no, you got eliminated. You got to go back.
Was he in? No, he was out of the company in '88, so he wouldn't have been in the first Rumble.
Oh,
that's a shame.
There you go. Nope.
No. What I like about this is like
everybody just wants to get Flair out of there. It's like, dude, you've been here long enough. Go away. Shoot.
Yeah. And I love that Bobby. Every member of the Heenan family, you notice in here, has decked Ric Flair, and Bobby Heenan admonishes everyone hitting Ric Flair.
Oh. Oh my god. I still legit love the Broken Skull session where he just talks about those early days and just seeing kids just like cowering behind their parents' legs and like that. There will never be another. Also, why the hell is he not in the Hall of Fame right now?
Well, he's still active. He'll have... This is what I think is going to happen. They're going to write out his retirement. See ya.
We're going to snook him.
Bitch.
Oh,
here's some future WrestleMania opponents.
That is true.
10 years later. Exactly. 10 years after this, they are fighting at WrestleMania in Toronto.
That's where we got introduced to Arn Anderson. He hit him with a spy buster because fuck everything.
That was so cool. That got such a pop.
Oh god. Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Undertaker. I could buy that as a WrestleMania matchup.
Yep. And Undertaker low blowed him there, if you noticed.
I did notice that. Very few times you actually see that.
Yeah, and Taker and some 4 years after this, Undertaker and IRS would wrestle at 95 Royal Rumble.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because he was feuding with DiBiase during that time, right?
The corporation, yes. And that's also, let's see,
DeForest trying to chop his back.
He's, okay.
You idiots.
IRS is fucking stupid. You know why?
Why?
He's wearing a tie. How many people grab him by the tie?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking. Where did James go? So, yeah.
That's how I don't know.
So, Macho was supposed to face Ric Flair at Mania. I mean, not Ric Flair. He did.
Savage was supposed to fight Roberts at Mania.
Yeah, they had a match on Saturday night's main event to kind of cap it off. And that was also the match where Taker turned face.
Yeah. Whose side do you think you're on?
It wasn't that. It was, Jake the Snake was waiting behind the curtain with a chair. He was going to wallop whoever was the first person to come out. And the first person that was going to come to that curtain was Elizabeth.
I know, that was crazy, dude. But
and then Taker's like, no. Bye.
Bye, Roberts.
What an idiot! What?
Somebody made her know that. Somebody made her know that.
Did Taker just eliminate himself too?
I don't know.
He looked like he went to the middle row, but no. Savage just hopped over the top row.
Another great WrestleMania match not wasted. Taker versus... Savage would have been great.
That would have been great, yeah. Savage, he just went back to the ring. Oh, never mind. Bye. Imagine this had like a street fight. Remember that street fight that Savage had with Crush at Mania 10?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was shit. But imagine they had a false count anywhere or hardcore stipulation with Snake at Mania 8. Would have been good.
Okay.
I'm sending you back in the ring until you get eliminated by me. Here we go. Starrcade match coming up here. Or Great American Flair and Piper wrestled a match for the United States title in 1999. And it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And I have very, very low battery remaining here, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to last. I'm at 20%.
Well, that's why you got the charger by you, so that way if this happens.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go get my charger, but I won't be on headphones, so everything will be loud. I didn't think Skype would eat me up this fast.
Skype has a problem. All right, so Taker's in the corner, taking down Duggan. Flair and Savage, things to come. That's awesome. Also, I think it's one of those situations where Taker was just literally just like, hey, I'm putting him back in the ring, and I'm just going to throw him. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the ring, and it's going to be some other weird thing. But, okay. So, he's going to come back, and we got, oh, God, what is that?
The Berserker.
Oh, God, what is that thing?
He's a Berserker. He's a Viking. He used to come out. Okay, this guy. He used to come out to the ring in a Viking helmet, and the way he would win his matches is that he would yeet his opponent over the top rope, and he would win by every time.
Oh, jeez.
He would pick the guy up for like a back suplex or an atomic drop, but then he would just heave the top rope.
Jeez.
Oh, something.
So, speaking of back suplex, I think, oh, no, never mind. I thought Duggan was going to do a back suplex, but that was an atomic drop. Never mind.
So, folks, I disconnected there for a second because I went and got my charger, because Skype eats iPhone batteries like dinner. So, I have taken out my earphones. I have plugged in my charger in the earphone slot. So, forgive me if the audio quality isn't the best. There's that.
It's all right. We're watching a really amazing deal. This Rumble match actually still holds up. I'm really surprised by that.
What's my favorite Rumble match, Nathan?
The double choke by Piper and Taker. Oh my gosh! If these two were tag teams, oh, never mind.
Every man for himself. Faces and heels working. That's why I love the dynamic of this match, because everyone, works with each other. It's like the best thing I ever saw.
Oh my god! I didn't notice this. Both Flair and Piper getting choked by Taker. Oh my god, it's amazing.
When the Nexus came out, and then Punk was just there preaching.
Is that Coco?
It's
Virgil.
Soul Train Jones. One of his actual ring names.
Soul Train Jones.
Yeah, it's because it's like WWE owns the rights to Virgil, even though that was Dusty Rhodes' real name.
Oh no! He's going after Virgil. Taker Corporation feud is start the Caesars planning now.
Oh man, like Virgil. Oh, they're going after his fuck money. Going after his meat sauce and his Olive Garden and his breadsticks.
Oh gosh, that's right. He did have fucking. It's like candy cane like tights. What the hell? He looks like he would be a part of like a barbershop quartet.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, it's like he looks like he's a member of the B Sharps.
Oh no! Oh Flair!
Oh boy!
Wow, Taker really loved doing that choke.
Look at his arms. He's only has like one tattoo on his one arm.
That would change in a matter of years.
Yeah, then he got a neck tattoo with his ex-wife on it, and then he did.
Then it just disappeared for some strange reason. I don't get it.
I don't know. Ooh, nope, that's not a good idea. That lamp. Yeah, it's like the light coming from your left.
Yeah.
It was on. So Virgil, I would love if he sold like meat sauce, like Jim Ross sells barbecue sauce.
Oh man, I could see that too. He's just sampling things outside of a store or something like that. There's,
Baby, I make you humble, put you in camel clutch, fuck your ass.
I mock Bushwhacker because I can. I do better than Bushwhacker. Nope. Don't say that now. Well, I mean, we already get in so much trouble anyway. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that Ricky hasn't, come after me for all the shots I take on him. Also, by the way, Fiend Ricky is better than real Ricky. Oh shit! Did I just go there? Who's Fiend Ricky? There's a guy who you need to bask in his glory. Enough said.
Are we gonna have to start our own network now?
I've been doing this thing for years, dude. I could just continue on from here. But
no, not without me and on.
Of course not. Well, dude, just remember, I'd probably be the only one that's getting fired here. You'd be fine. They would keep Pretzelmania podcast. Knickerbocker Arena, yay!
but I'd have you on despite them. You know, I'll say this: like I don't know how on my end how to record a podcast with two people, but if I figure it out, like, there was one person I wanted to have on for anything, and it was Dave.
Dusty Dave. Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
That was almost like Keith Lee, like scary.
We didn't watch NXT tonight, but Keith Lee. That totally needed somebody over something. Yeah, he's getting his title shot next week. He's gonna.
Awesome.
Hey, the Marvel.
Oh, Rick Martel.
The man who held the Royal Rumble Ironman streak in 1991, lasting like 52 minutes. Oh, 52 minutes. 52
minutes. That's crazy. See, now it would be funny if he got eliminated in 52 seconds.
That would have been. That would be mean, but model. He was in the 94 and 95 Royal Rumbles.
Damn. Oh. It's like, no, you're not taking my record, damn it. You're not taking my record. Oh. Even IRS is like, no, you didn't pay your taxes. We're going to throw you out. Oh, there goes Sheik. Even though I know that's not his name in this thing.
And then they Randy one Rumble. Me and Hulk Hogan recreate the magic 1984.
Dude, Tinker, Savage is already eliminated. What are you doing, bro?
Politics, bullshit. Very young that did keep me in.
Oh, dude.
I love
Damn you, IRS. Dope, stop picking on my barbershop quartet, boy.
Stop picking on my Olive Garden, man.
Dude, I need my free meat samples. Come on, man. Stop it.
I want that meat sauce. It's like, just get a picture. What it should be is Virgil with some meat sauce, but it's literally like Ragu with like his sticker like pasted over it.
It's like Chef Boyardee, but Virgil just calls it Chef Virgil ID.
Or just talk about money.
Dun 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 dun. Here he comes to ruin the day.
Crashing down in it. So we get to Nate. Remind me when Sid gets eliminated. I have to tell you about something in this match.
All right.
It's just.
Let's see Hogan just wreck everybody's shit because he can. Oh wait, never mind. I stand corrected.
Knocker. So, in case you folks didn't know, this Royal Rumble match is for the title because Hogan and The Undertaker traded the title back and forth at Survivor Series 91 and this Tuesday in Texas, in which both matches kind of ended in controversy.
Yeah.
So, Taker, Tombstone, Hogan.
Well, speaking of which, there goes Taker.
That's agility. Ric Flair snuck a chair in, and Hulk Hogan got.
Oh!
He gets Tombstone on the chair, but from the camera angles, you can totally see that he missed the chair by like 3 feet. Then in Tuesday in Texas, Hogan got his title back, but he won because he threw earned ashes in Taker's face and schoolboyed him. And then Jack Tunney's like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Well, there goes Hacksaw and Virgil.
I'm gonna use this. Listen to Heenan. He's just giving out the whole time. That's what this watch-alongs were kind of missing. Bobby Heenan being, this is not fair to Flair. Chop. Oh, here's what was supposed to be the main event of WrestleMania. Hey, Skinner. Current Skinner. My Skinner.
The alligator man.
Yeah. Kern, you would play Doink at WrestleMania 9 in the double joint spot. Doink Bra. And I think he is either current or former NXT trainer. Finally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Poor Savage. You're not even involved in this matchup, dude. Why are you still hanging on?
What?
Savage has already been eliminated, but yet Taker decided, no, I'm bringing him back in for some reason. It's like,
because I have to eliminate you myself instead of you eliminating yourself.
Well, that didn't work out too well because obviously Taker's gone, Savage is still in. Oh, jeez.
Hogan and Flair was on the house show, and it wasn't doing so well, so Vince got cold feet. That's why WrestleMania 8 is kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah. Go figure. Oh my gosh. If Hyper would have done like a skin the cat deal, that would have been amazing.
Well, that would have been like a Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
That's how Rey Mysterio is going to eliminate Andrade at the Royal Rumble in 2 weeks. I'm calling it now.
Which I'd be okay with.
They're having a ladder match on Raw now.
Yay!
I know you're not watching much of the product, like much of Raw, but
at least fucking Flair.
I have it on in the background. I don't pay attention to it, but it's like I watch that match. Oh,
it's time, you maggots.
G.I. Joe, American heroes. G.I. Joe was there. There's gonna be trouble.
G.I. Joe wishes it could be as good and powerful as me. I'm Sergeant Slaughter. There goes the Skinner.
Yo, Joe.
I'm just imagining that during the Slaughter matchup. People just, when he starts hitting, Joe. G.I. Joe.
That would have been like if it was like AEW or Takara had Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Sergeant Slaughter versus Paul Diamond in a mask, but he's dressed up like the Cobra Commander.
That would be amazing.
Like Takara do this weird fan deal. So they had like the 1-2-3 Kid, Marty Jannetty, and somebody versus I don't know. Look at I forget what it's called. It's the King of Trios. That's what it is. So you get random trio, or sometimes it's a retro. So you'll get like Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, and Leif Cassidy, and they would call them the Rockers because they're all rockers.
Yeah.
It's they're like 1-2-3 Kid, something. Can't explain it. It's really looking. The King of Trios is so entertaining, but you'd have like Sergeant Slaughter, Corporal Kirchner, and who else? The Patriot against the Triad of Terror from SummerSlam '91. Or you get a guy in a mask dressed up like the Cobra Commander, which I would have paid to see. Cobra. That was a G.I. Joe.
All right, who we got next? It's Sid.
Oh, Sid. One of my all-time favorites, Psycho Sid, or Sid Justice.
Here he comes. Oh, honey, IRS, you're dead. You are dead. Oh my God, the size of this guy.
This would have been the guy who was kind of in a way, not usurp Hogan, but they all knew that Hogan was going to be going away and making movies. I think around this time he was making like Mr. Nanny and Bionic Commando and Kick Back. Garbage 90s movies. But it would have been the heir apparent to Hogan and kind of take his spot in the main event.
Which I would have been okay with. Had, maybe he got a little more training with certain parts of his wrestling, but you know what? I'm not going to complain too much.
Bad. He had a couple of flops.
Oh, shit. Piper's about to die.
And Harvey Whippleman out.
So I believe there is one more after this, and then all 30 came in.
Yes, I know exactly who number 30 is, too.
I do, too. And this is a guy who, he doesn't get his historical run here, but he gets it later on in years to come.
That's right, I remember that. Courtesy of someone who's in the ring right now. Hey, look, the WrestleMania 7 main event just met for a second.
Did Sid just do a kip up?
Yep.
Oh my god, that's amazing. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, I hope.
It's going to be Rey Mysterio, and he's going to be booed out of the building.
I just turned babyface at this point in time, I should say.
I don't know who it is.
Oh, it's Harvey Whippleman. Former WWF Women's Champion.
Oh, it's Wardlow. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Warlord. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not so cool.
I
don't get it. It's not so cold. Oh, man.
Here comes the Warlord.
Nope. Yes, the Pirates of Pain and Power and Glory.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh!
Now,
Suplex!
How is that match not doing well on the house show, sir? Because at this point in time, the dream match to end all dream matches.
Shit!
Bye. That hurts.
Wow. Slaughter, that was a brutal one.
Everyone wanted to see Hogan and Flair since, like...
Hogan and Flair are just having their own match on the outside.
And when they got it,
Boom!
EW at, like, what? Back to Beach 94.
Yeah,
and
something
then
like that.
Pay-per-view between 1994 and early 96. And they all sucked.
Oh, damn it. Didn't get to see the Hogan leg drop. Come on, man.
I'd rather see the Hogan axe bomber lariat. That's a better picture. And it doesn't kill your spine. 30 years of...
Oh.
I mean...
The tie's coming back to haunt him.
See what I mean about the tie?
You're right. Oh, IRS is gone.
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair used to talk. Hogan is fighting type. It's not very effective. I like way too much Pokemon Sword.
Let me see. Oof.
Yeah, Rick Martel, who a former tag team champion and a former WCW champion.
Hello!
Done.
There goes Wardlow. Warlord, sorry.
Well, yeah, I'll have that match. So, we got Sid, Flair, Hogan, Martel, Savage for some reason, Piper.
that is the one thing. It's like, why is Savage still in this? Oh, no. Oh! Well, there goes Martel and Piper. I think we're down to the final four.
Here is the double main event of WrestleMania 8 in the ring right now. And also, these four people would opposite each other probably, these four wrestlers, some...
Oh, there goes Savage.
Now Savage is gone. Would all wrestle each other on Nitro in 1999.
Oh, shit.
Nope.
There's Hogan's poor excuses for chops.
They're just sitting there like, I'm gonna get it. He did not go
Does not go up at all. Oh, there goes Flair. Nope, he's in. He's still in. He's still in.
Here it is. It's in 180. Watch this. It's still like Hogan. Okay, look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. You see the pop. You don't hear it. You know why?
Because people were slowly getting sick and tired of Hogan back then.
Yes. So, my neighbor had the live pay-per-view feed of this heat taped off of his satellite dish. I wrote it. I heard the pop he said. And then it rented the Coliseum home video.
And hey!
Yes.
Flair at number 3.
And
Hogan just mad, brother, because he didn't win. Damn it. Why didn't I use my creative power, brother? Wow.
Yeah.
Ric Flair!
You didn't notice. There was some crowd tweeting happening here, and even Gorilla Monsoon had to record new commentary for Coliseum home video admonishing Sid Justice.
Wow.
Yeah. Rick. We're gonna have the. Oh, and here we go. Here's the face-off. Here's the Great American Bash 1999 main event.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, okay, here we go. Now this is a match. Like now we're thinking like, okay, now I want to see this match, and here's why. So nobody had kicked out of the Hulk Hogan Atomic Leg Drop at this point in time.
Right.
Sid had to, because Pongo was late on his cue to come in and cause the disqualification.
Right, yeah.
That's one of the biggest fires in WrestleMania history was WrestleMania 8 itself. Look at this. We got Tony Gurria. We got Rene Goulet. Just past the guy in like the Hogan hair. Pat Patterson. Ooh, that's a young Pat Patterson. Got Earl and Dave Hebner. Tony Gurria, former tag team champion. People who were agents then. Now look at the people who are agents. We have like Adam Pearce and Dick Bentley.
Jamie Noble.
Joy Victory, he just quit Ring of Honor. I thought he went to, or did he quit Impact? Should we mention who the Impact World Champion is now?
Sanjay Dutt. He's also one of those agents.
Yes.
Abyss, that's true.
Yeah, Abyss.
Give me Abyss in one match in WWE and I'll be happy. Have him win the 24/7 title. Let him hold it for like a day.
As Joseph Parks.
Oh, that would even be better. Just as Joseph Parks.
He's off Mayor Kane.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I mean, he just randomly suffers a nosebleed, goes batshit crazy. Black hole slams R-Truth through the table. 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. Oh, this is beautiful.
Congratulations, Ric Flair, on becoming the undisputed champion of the World Wrestling
Federation.
Let me just say, after dinner distorting the belt, they're proclaiming the real World Champion. I'm going to tell you all.
Ow, my audio is off.
Tears in my eyes.
Hi.
This is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you can stay number one is to be number one. And this is the only title in the wrestling world that makes you number one. When you are the king of the WWF, you rule the world. Think about it like that, Mr. Perfect. Woo! Woo! Let's give a big one. Woo!
Woo!
I've ever seen in all my life. He went out there for over 60 minutes. Never took a back step. Took it to Hogan. Took it to
This is a great moment.
Everyone, the only left is that man with the title. I love everyone in that.
This is a beautiful moment.
I stay up there. When I was little,
and the Vipers and the Six. Now it's Ric Flair, and y'all pay homage to the man.
Okay. Oh my God, that was so worth waiting.
Definitely synced way off. So something happened to my. I guess that's what happens when I download torrents. So. It's not matching up with. And now here's the recap. That show's over.
Royal Rumble.
More Rumble match in my mind of all time.
Anthony. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, no, that was worth the wait of just until now. There's like so many Rumble matches where people can definitely say, that it's really bad or it's really stupid. That was one that, again, just stands the test of time. That was really good. You had some fan favorites in there, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Tito Santana. You had some new faces in there, like The Undertaker, the Warlord, who would go on to have one of the shortest records in a Rumble matchup in history a couple years later, until we ran into the Santino Marella train. But that's again something for another time. It just, oh man, that was just so good, and just following it up with that great promo at the end just made this even better. Holy cow! That bravo, A+ Royal Rumble. That was great.
I'll give the pay-per-view as a whole maybe a B. I think the only thing that would dumb that down is I can fast forward the Bushwhackers. I can fast forward all the crap with Jameson. But this is one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. The story of me renting wrestling tapes from the hardware store. I've said that many times. Running joke. This is the one I rented the most, like forever. And then my neighbor who liked wrestling back in the day, he had the live pay-per-view feed. And funny story about that is, we watched this at my friend's house. I could have been no more than 13 years old. And we finished watching the tape, and then the tape kept going. Porno was on this.
Oh, jeez.
So my friend, we had just hit puberty, so it was a good time. My friend and I were watching, like, I'm going to the bathroom now, bye.
Damn it.
He knew it was on there. I don't think he told me, or I didn't talk to him about it, because it would have been hella awkward for a 13-year-old guy to talk about someone in his 20s about, hey, I like that porno that you taped after the wrestling.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think as a whole, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think I probably would give it like a B-, but I think it mainly had to do with that tag match at the middle of the show. Just, that was rough. Yeah, other than that, it was still a really good show. It's very hard to kind of top that. That's it for this rewatch, this watch-along for Rumble 92. And, yeah, we'll see what we can come up with for another watch-along further down the line. Like I said, we definitely do want to try and get one where we have the actual facial reactions to that. We'll get to that hopefully within the year. Maybe we'll figure something out. But yeah, other than that, great show. And honestly, it's going to be hard for 2020 Rumble to kind of top something like this. But I mean, we'll see. So thank you guys so much for joining in. Follow me on Twitter at RealFNGame. Follow Mr. Fretz on Twitter at the legendary JF. Check us out also on the Wrestle Addict Radio net feed. It's really awesome. You can also check out the Kings of the Rings podcast as well as the Young Lions Perspective. It's just a really great place to go, guys. So thank you so much for joining us here. And, yeah, what more can we say other than Woo! So, have a good one.